Welcome back to the David Pakman Show. I am Farron Cousins from Ring of Fire and Farron Balanced, sitting in for David Pakman today. Well, Donald Trump is, of course, on his path of revenge against everyone and everything that he feels has wronged him over the years. And on Friday evening, the target of his ire was none other than former President Joe Biden. Donald Trump got on Truth Social and announced in a very lengthy post that he was terminating President Biden's security clearance, which of course will also cancel his daily national intelligence briefings. Here is what Donald Trump wrote. There is no need for Joe Biden to continue receiving access to classified information. Therefore, we are immediately revoking Joe Biden's security clearances and stopping his daily intelligence briefings. He set this precedent in 2024 when he instructed the intelligence community to stop the 45th President of the United States, me, from accessing details on national security, a courtesy provided to former presidents. The Her report revealed that Biden suffers from poor memory and, even in his prime, could not be trusted with sensitive information. I will always protect our national security. Joe, you're fired. Make America great again. Now, of course, the Her report, which was hugely biased, did, of course, make mention of President Biden's poor memory because he didn't remember certain details about his son's death, but also actually remembered far more intricate details of it, as we got to see in the full transcript. But former President Biden, no more national security briefings, which honestly is probably a relief, right? I mean, you're clearly not going to run for president ever again. You're not going to be involved in government ever again. Why do we even have this in place, right? That seems like not a good idea. Now listen, I'm not saying it's just not a good idea for Biden. I'm saying in general, why does a former president still get intelligence briefings, right? This is now a private citizen going about their private lives, but to keep getting secure, why? Like, that's what I want to know. I really genuinely am curious. Why do we still do that? I mean, that seems like a bad idea no matter who the former president is, no matter what their mental capacity is. Maybe we shouldn't be doing that at all in general. But I will say in this specific case, it really has nothing to do with President Biden's mental capacities, whether he has memory issues, whether he has other problems, or whether he's perfectly fine. None of that factored into Donald Trump's decision. This was 100% because Donald Trump had his national security clearances and daily briefings stripped from him in 2021, because at the time, President Biden described Donald Trump's behavior as erratic. And we all saw it. This was a man who, of course, inspired a coup against the federal government, the Capitol riot on January 6, 2021. This was a man who was impeached twice. This was a man who was having, kind of unsavory relationships with foreign leaders. This was a man who owned a golf resort in Mar-a-Lago where on multiple different occasions, spies from other country were caught on the property. One of them with multiple cell phones. So yeah, not exactly the most trustworthy guy. And we didn't even know it at the time, but this was also when Donald Trump had stolen all of those classified documents. So even before that revelation, Biden was like, hey, this guy can't be trusted. Let's not keep giving him all of our national security information. Probably not a great idea. But again, in general, that's probably not something we should do. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Now, if you were to have somebody who maybe serves one term and made it abundantly clear, yes, I am running again, or I'm going to run for Senate, I'm going to run for House, I could kind of see why that might be helpful or necessary. But even then, that's tenuous at best. I still think, just as a rule of thumb, we ought to be like, listen, thank you for your service to the country. We're not going to keep telling you things because you're no longer the president. So, adios, right? Like, happy trails, best wishes, all that. I mean, look, I'm sure President Biden is not going to be losing any sleep because he's no longer able to get his intelligence briefings. Pretty sure he's not going to be crying into his pillow at night because he doesn't get his security clearances that he's literally never going to use again. So, Donald Trump may think that he's being vengeful and, haha, I got you, buddy. But really, you're just coming across as a petty little tyrant throwing a temper tantrum because you're mad that the same thing happened to you, so you're doing it to a guy who could not care less about it. So, you may think you won, but I'm pretty sure Biden's laughing about this.
Data brokers are continually collecting extensive details about your online behavior, address, phone number, email, financial information, even political views. This sensitive information about you can easily be found on public data search sites by anybody, could be an ex, could be an employer, and these brokers sell the data to other businesses and even government agencies like the FBI and NSA, who can buy it in bulk to surveil Americans without a search warrant. Scammers and spammers also get your details from these lists, and that's why you get the text messages and the calls and the emails. But you can stop it. Our sponsor, Incogni, will send removal requests to data brokers who are legally obligated to comply. If any of your information remains online, Incogni will follow up and ensure that it's taken down. Incogni keeps you informed every step of the way, and it just saves you countless hours of work that would be nearly impossible to do on your own. I use Incogni, and what they've managed to do is remarkable. Go to incogni.com/Pacman and use the code Pacman for 60% off. The link is below.